This is our small orchard. It's a multi-species orchard. Um, we have apples and pears, cherries, some persimmons, chestnuts, a variety of different things that are still kind of coming into production. And frankly, we need to take a little bit better care of to help out with doing pruning and things like that. But this is an example of making use of a hillside. Um, this used to be just a bare hillside. There used to be a lot of wash. When we had heavy rains, there'd be big puddles of water at the bottom because it would wash down. So we created an orchard on this using terraces and berms and swales. So a berm is just a mound, and a swale is a cutout. So you can see right here, there's sort of like a ditch, if you will, in front of a hill. And so that swale, the ditch, captures water and lets it percolate into the soil so that the trees that are in the berm always have water. So we've never had to irrigate these because of that technique. These are terraced beds. This is called alley cropping. So these trees eventually will all grow up to be quite high, 25, 30 feet. They're on standard rootstock, which means they're not dwarfs. They're not like the new style trees. They're the old style trees, so they'll live to be well over 100 years old, whereas the dwarfs, they have a 15-year lifespan. So anyway, these trees, until their canopy covers the space in between, it's a great place to grow. So this is called alley cropping because we're growing in the alley. And you can see these terraced beds here. These are created for the most part by hand, so it's a lot of work, but we want to use this space, and it's also nice to integrate annual crops with a perennial crop like our orchard. Ready? So because we're a no-till farm or low-till farm, to prepare new ground, we try not to turn over the soil. A traditional system would be a tractor with a huge plow that goes down about 6 inches to 10 inches and turns all that subsoil over and puts it on top. That does kill the grass and whatnot, but it creates a really poor soil structure. So what we do is we put on these, they're called silage tarps, basically black on one side, white on the other. They kill the sod. This takes place over a period of 4 to 6 months or sometimes longer. It knocks the sod down because it's not getting sunlight, and then the worms and the microbes are able to take that dead sod, the grass and the roots, and break that down and give us a nice soil to go into. We still have to go and turn it over once just to get it ready, but we're doing that with an implement that doesn't invert the subsoil with the topsoil. So this is one situation. We're using this mostly here to keep the weeds down until we can plant into this. And over there, you'll see an area where we are going to be opening up a new garden plot. And that's a situation that's like I talked about, using the tarp to break down the sod before we go in and plant into it.